DIY, or do-it-yourself, is a philosophy that has guided underground indie and punk bands for decades. DIY bands book their own tours, design and print their own flyers, drive their own vans, and often release their own records on their own labels. DIY is the ethos at the heart of punk music. Why rely on someone else when you can do it yourself? There are a growing number of libraries and archives in the US and across the world that are working to collect and preserve the history of DIY punk. From the LSC Punk Archive at UCLA to the DC Punk Library in Washington, D.C., which actually hosts punk shows in its basement. It's important to collect and preserve the history of DIY punk because this music matters. And as librarians and archivists, it is our role to preserve and provide access to the stories that matter most to our communities. For many of us in communities with local music scenes, that story includes DIY punk.
So when I was a kid, I ordered a record online because when I was a kid and you discovered music that wasn't popular music, you had to order it through the mail. And I ordered a record. So then the record came back and there was a quarter tape to it and a little note from the singer saying, "Hey, you overpaid by 25 cents." And I was blown away. Like, I had ordered a record from the person who made the record. That was a big mind blower for me because I realized that I had value. I was like, I can create things, you know.
Hello, my name is LaQuanda Oyeme. I'm a graduate assistant at a teaching resource center. Music is important to me because it fuels the soul. It motivates you, it gets you through tough times. I remember as a child, we were poor, we didn't have much, but we had music. My mother would play music on the radio and we would just dance. And it just took us away from our problems, our issues at the time, and it gave us some type of courage to know that we can go on through the day.
Music is important to the communities we serve. As archivists and librarians, it is important to preserve the history of underrepresented musicians, and this includes DIY punk. So please consider making room for DIY punk in the archives.